Welcome to the United States Copyright Office's webinar on the Electronic Title List Validator tool. The Copyright Office currently provides electronic title lists referred to as ETL capability as a template in the format of a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, which can be downloaded from the copyright.gov website. The ETL tool is used by the public to provide lists of titles electronically. This webinar will go over the benefits of ETLs and also explain how to use the new ETL Validator tool that has been created to assist in making sure your electronic title lists are accurate and comply with the required data formats needed to process title lists quickly. The new Validator tool is an interim solution that has been developed to ease the process of submitting ETLs until the Copyright Office releases a more robust solution with a modernized recordation system currently under development to be released in the future. Channing Lawrence and Sean Gallagher will describe in detail the benefits of ETLs and how to use the new ETL Validator tool. Now I will turn the presentation over to Channing Lawrence, who will describe the benefits of ETLs.
Thank you, Denise. As Denise stated, I will be describing the benefits and in more detail how to utilize the Electronic List Validator tool along with the ETL template. When recording a document, titles related to a document submission aren't always included. You may record a document without submitting the title of work. These are often associated with intellectual agreements, assignments, option agreements, quit claims, court cases, etc. We only catalog information that is provided, and it isn't uncommon for the office to receive document submissions with a title count that exceeds the limit of 1 to 10 titles that can quickly and easily be cataloged by specialists. Recordation involves the submission of a document in paper form for filing and indexing into the office's public record. Often, a document may contain hundreds or even thousands of related titles. Submitting bulk titles with a variety of formats prior to the ETL Validator tool is a laborious process. It is common for the office to receive documents in Word, text file, external hard drive, and flash drives. The data is extracted and cataloged by a copyright specialist, which can potentially create inaccuracies on behalf of the office. Also, depending on the amount of titles, this could possibly increase the turnover time, which ultimately reduces the issue of a certificate of recordation. Utilizing the ETL template and validator tool has several benefits. Submitting an ETL along with your recordation application decreases time and labor required to index the document, reduces potential for inaccuracies in the public record, and ultimately condenses time needed to record the document in order for the office to issue a certificate of recordation. Also, documents containing a title list which exceeds 11 are also eligible for a discount. For reiteration, the benefits of using the ETL and validator tool include fee reduction, expedited processing, reduced amount of time and labor to index a document, reduced potential of transcription inaccuracies. Again, because the ETL reduces the amount of time and labor needed to index the document, submitters who file an ETL receive their certificate of recordation in a shorter time. To gain benefits and features of the ETL, use of the template provided by the Copyright Office is required. The ETL template is organized so information for each work is provided on its separate row of the spreadsheet represented by column A through column M. In order to obtain a more in-depth explanation of each column and the importance of leaving all unused cells in the template blank, Sean Gallagher will now give a brief overview on how to properly input data into the electronic title list. Sean?
Thanks, Channing. You can find requirements and instructions for filling out the ETL template on our webpage, but we'd like to identify a few important parts of the template here as well. The first is title number. Make sure to include title numbers for all of your titles. There must be a number if there is a title in the row. Conversely, if there is no title, please don't number it. The titles must also be numbered sequentially from top to bottom. And lastly, please don't use commas if your numbering reaches the thousands. For example, for 2000 titles, the title number 2000, you'd enter 2000 and not 2, 000. The next column we'd like to talk about is the leading article for a title. The template provides leading articles in English, Spanish, French, and German. If your title has a leading article in one of those 4 languages, please select the leading article for the title from the drop-down menu. If your title begins with an article that's not listed, or if the title is written in a language other than English, Spanish, French, or German, leave this column blank. In the alternative title type column, please use one of the 4 alternative title abbreviations in the template, AKA, FKA, NKA, or PKA. Please follow this formatting in the template, as abbreviations without the periods will cause an error in the data validation. Each alternative title must refer to a title number from column A that corresponds with the primary title for the work. This number links the alternative title to the primary title in the office's records. In this example, the alternative titles New Hope and Episode 4 both refer to title number 1 in the ETL template. Once you've completed the template, you can use the Validator tool. Janning will describe how the Validator tool works.
What does the ETL Validator tool do? While ETLs are not new, the public has encountered certain challenges when preparing them. The new ETL Validator addresses those issues. To give remitters a better submission experience, it allows the public the opportunity to easily evaluate the acceptability of their ETL and comprehensively address any issues prior to submission. The new tool ensures that the ETL complies with the electronic title list requirements and instructions by checking to see whether the ETL uses the appropriate template and data formatting requirements. Once you have all your titles in the spreadsheet, you will navigate to the ETL Validator. The Validator checks for data formatting to ensure your submission is able to be processed. There are several innovative things the ETL tool does to help aid you in the process of uploading bulk titles. Checks and verifies that you have used the Copyright Office's required ETL template. Checks and verifies the ETL file complies with the Office's data formatting requirements. Generates and displays a downloadable error report to help resolve issues with data formatting, which we will preview in later slides. After a successful upload, provides instructions, which again, we will preview in later slides. How it works. The ETL Validator is accessed through a web link at copyright.gov. It has no subsystems or modules and does not interface with any other system or application. Also does not include a database. The application runs on the cloud, no files, titles, or reports are saved. It's a pretty simple program. Allowing remitters to select their desired file, then run the program by clicking the Validate button. While the validator is running, an on-screen message displays, "Validating file, please wait," and a progress bar as a visual cue to indicate the application is working. ETL Validator is designed to acknowledge critical failures. If the uploaded files pass the critical failures, it goes into a row-by-row scanning of the uploaded ETL template. So what does that mean, one might ask? Critical failures would be unwanted files. We do not want to run the validator if there isn't a sufficient upload of the ETL template. This analysis omits invalid file types. The validator has two outputs, either an on-screen message or a file download. The validator first runs a set of cursory checks to confirm the uploaded file is an ETL template. The current screenshot displays an error message of an improperly formatted ETL. The validator will also check that the uploaded file is not a blank ETL template. Remitters should also be aware An ETL template that exceeds the maximum acceptable number of rows, which is 10,000, will also receive an error message. In this example, the correct file type has been uploaded, but errors exist in the data formatting. If the validator discovers any errors in the ETL based on the individual requirements for each column of data provided, then it will prompt the user to download an error report. The prompt will differ based on the user's internet browser. Again, please be aware the instructions may vary depending on the browser type. Microsoft Edge and Mozilla Firefox prompt you to download. When using Google Chrome, the file is automatically downloaded. In any case, the downloadable error report is a plain text file with standard explanatory text and standard error messages based on the individual's column validations. A sample report with examples of each type of error will be displayed. ETL Validator Report. This report identifies formatting errors in an ETL that must be fixed in order for the Copyright Office to process your recordation submission. It lists the location of each error by row and column and describes each detected error. All errors must be resolved before submitting your ETL to the office. Please rerun your revised ETL through the office's validator tool until you see a message saying success. Please note that the office's validator tool does not check the substance of your ETL. Remitters are ultimately responsible for following all instructions for completing their ETL, and use of the office's validator tool does not rescind that responsibility. A successful validation reduces the risk of rejection, but does not guarantee that an ETL complies with all requirements necessary for recordation. Successful validation. If the file passes each of these initial critical checks, the validator proceeds to scan the uploaded file row by row. If there are no errors found in the ETL, the remitter will receive an on-screen confirmation message of success. Here is a link to the submission instructions on copyright.gov. This link redirects the remitter back to the ETL page, which explains in more detail how to properly submit your titles along with your document package. Thank you for your time and attention. We encourage you to try out the new validator tool with your next ETL upload. The instructions, requirements, and templates can all be found at copyright.gov/recordation/ETL.